What's up, y'all? You already know this your Rockstar Wicked Witch. Aaron, you real corny, my G. For real. More people got things to say about you. Let's hear what Mark got to say. Let's get into it.
And so Aaron begins his segment off with a big lie. He says, I was in Scientology until 2 years ago. Outright lie. He's been out of Scientology since 2009. He's been in communication with myself and Mike Rinder since 2009. 8 years.
Hold on. So you been out of the church and you was acting like you was still a part of them while you wasn't? Yo, they kicked you out and you try to act like you didn't get kicked out, but you did. Word? Crazy. Let me hear the rest.
Acting as a mole and a spy in a Scientology company because it was paying him very well, and he didn't want to.
He ain't got no money
with those people. So he pretended like he was a Scientologist, so he continued to profit and get intelligence, which made him important with his idol Mike Rinder.
Oh my God! Hold on, yo. First of all, rest in peace to Mike. I'm not gonna talk about, someone that's not here no more like that. You feel me? But at the same time, I don't know what kind of idol he is. I don't know about all of that. Nah. But rest in peace to Mike. You feel me? But I don't know who want to look up to him. Wow.
The thing he says is absolutely false. He says, I'm the 16-year-old kid, or however old he was, and I'm going to this Scientology event. I see David Miscavige talking about what happened with the IRS and how it was this big, 30 years of persecution were overcome, and it was proven that Scientology entitled to exemption, and exemption was gotten, right? And he said, and I was watching it in awe, only to later find out it was all bullshit. Except the problem is, it wasn't all bullshit. Virtually everything that was said there, in fact, the entire thing was backed up by documents, okay? Virtually everything that was said there was true, okay? Like David Miscavige or not, like Scientology or not, what Aaron Levin Smith saw at that thing that he said were the false representations that then lured him in and made this whole thing fraudulent to him weren't false in the first place. They were true. So there's no story. If that's wrong, there's no story. And I'm telling you, it's wrong. So he wasn't lured in through false representations. And then, in order to, I guess, try to.
Aaron is so corny, yo. I don't know how y'all look up to him. He's corny.
All in caps. The church owed the IRS more than $1 billion in taxes. End of quote. Well, Mike Rinder knows that's a lie. Mike Rinder is just a bag of delusion now, so he doesn't even register with him. It's a good line. The fact of the matter is we do know, is that Mike is laying these down, and I do know from firsthand knowledge that he does have knowledge that these are false premises. And we also know that he's been doing nothing other than for 8 years being paid
exactly
to act as an authority to manufacture such negativity about Scientology.
Exactly. Listen, y'all, one thing y'all gotta understand, right? That corny dude y'all look up to, Aaron, he is so corny, for real. He's already mad at the church. So he's going to sit there and say all type of things about the church, which is not true. It's false. Because if any of y'all was ever around anyone that's a Scientologist, or if you was ever around the Celebrity Center, well, I don't know if y'all could just go into the Celebrity Center just like that. You know, you have to make an appointment. You got to talk to someone. Read L. Ron Hubbard books. Y'all gonna get smart. You're gonna understand what's going on in the world. And don't get manipulated by someone like Aaron. He's corny. He manipulating y'all. He making it seem like he holding it down. He gangster. But when he saw me, he knew what the deal was. Y'all heard? He was shook. He was looking like a good kid that day when he saw me. That's one thing I could say about him. He's a good kid.
That's what he got paid for. That's what Levin Smith paid him for.
And they both
Bennett
broke.
paid him for. That's what Omblad paid him for. That's what Argel paid him for. That's what the Garcias paid him for, $175
Still
an hour.
broke.
And that's what Leah's paying him for.
She's broken in all of them.
So, you know, the emotional pleas, the false datums of Rinder and the emotional pleas by Leah get so thick that you lose sight of some of the import of some of the things that Levin Smith is saying. The whole thing about
nothing.
how he was disconnected from his brother. Yet, if you listen to what he actually says, his brother disconnected from him.
Wow.
His brother got into the anti-Scientology environment and told Aaron and his mother, who were in Scientology, I don't want to ever hear from you guys again.
Wow. Hold on. I ain't know it was like that now. You feel me? But at the same time, I'ma just let that go. I'ma let that go. That's his brother. You feel me? He's gonna have to deal with whatever pain or whatever how he feel by himself.
He disconnected from them. But you would never know that, or you would never get that impression because of all the pile-on by Rinder and Remini. Again, for the second time in one episode, Leah is speaking to the mental state of somebody else who, if the story had any credibility, rightfully should have been there. In other words, the story is Levin Smith and his mother were victimized by their brother being declared after, incidentally, their brother disconnecting from them, right? The former member who disconnected from them, right? So, This is how absurd it gets. So Aaron's going to explain away why he disconnected from his father, but didn't really disconnect, because that, of course, that would make him seem somehow less than virtuous. So he says, I sent the letter, but I never intended to disconnect. Wait a second, Aaron. That is impossible according to the narrative that Remini and Rinder have been busy piling on since before episode 1 in her cheesy book in the 2020 or the ABC show and the 7 episodes of Preceding You.
Wow.
They've described an East German level of control where you must do these things and there's no exceptions. But Aaron just, so that he can continue to be painted as one of the good guys.
Oh, man. No, hold on. He is a good guy. He is. He is a good kid. He is a good boy. He is. He's cool. When he saw me, he was so happy. He was talking reckless. But when he saw me, it looked like he saw a ghost. He was like, yo, this is Wicked Witch. And then he became a fan. I'm looking at dude like, yo, are you serious? The video is out. Y'all check it out. When he saw me, he just became a happy kid. Wanting to take selfies. Yo, this dude is wilding, yo.
He belies that entire narrative. He says, oh yeah, you could just PR it and say I'm disconnecting and not disconnect. That's what I did with my dad. Which really comes down to the whole point I'm making, or I tried to make unsuccessfully in ASC circles, was as much as you want to paint it this way, as much as you guys want to adopt these convenient narratives, as much as you want to marginalize and identify and then marginalize people and create these black and white, no exception sort of pictures of the world, just like any other controversy with Scientology, it ain't that simple. Okay? There's exceptions to every rule. Okay? There's nuances in every situation. You're not invited to examine those. The last people on earth who are going to ferret those out are Render and Remedy, because they don't want to. They want it to be this black and white world. And so when Levin Smith makes a bloop that, ain't that closely monitored, and if I don't wish to do something, I don't have to do it. It just goes right by you. And it just, because the pile-on is so heavy that, by this part in the series, you've just lost all cognitive sensibilities. It's all this insensible appeal to emotion. They're bad. Everything's black and white. There's no exceptions. And this is a creation. This is a creation of Remedy and Render. They have created that through this series.
And they didn't get nowhere.
And that's why I say, here we are on the second to the last episode, I think, and virtually none of these stories, absent that backdrop, absent that conditioning, absent that brainwashing, none of these rise to the level of being a story that anybody would have any interest in hearing.
For real.
What's up, y'all? You already know this your Rockstar Wicked Rich. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and follow my channel. Want to support my channel? The link and all of the information is in the bio, alright?